back. Well, here I am. Oh, it's my Ibanez. It's the one I've played for years, and I bought it a long time ago. This one's an RG550 Limited, but it's had a load of modifications done to it, and well, we'll get to see about that a bit later on. But actually, this review's not about that guitar. It's about the one in the case. I just thought I'd throw you. So I'm going to move that off, and then let's flip the lid and have a look at the one in the case that the review's actually about. They're not that dissimilar, but just different enough. Well, here we go. Yeah. Well, it's sort of the same. Sort of. So let's flip it out and get a bit closer. Well, that's better. Now we've got rid of all that plastic. We're left with the guitar. This too is, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can just about see. This is an RG550 Limited. Now the black one that's over there is 1995, and this one, I hate to say, is 1995. So what's that all about? Hey Tony, what are you doing? Doubling up? Well, I am doubling up. And the reason I'm doubling up is I wanted one of these, another one, because that black one over there, just so incredibly good. Now, just fetching the black one over for a minute or two, I mean, it isn't that different, is it? It's nearly the same. Well, you might say that, but in reality, that's not true. Well, for starters, the black one's got gold hardware, and the other one's got non-gold hardware. Don't ask me why. It might have been an option at the time back in 1995. Who knows? But being serious for a moment, there has to be a reason why I've been out and bought another one of these. Yeah, let's move it over there a bit. Doesn't there? Yeah, well, there does. It's because that guitar over there, I hate to say this, I mean, I've got a lot of guitars. I've got an awful lot of guitars, ranging from ridiculously cheap to ridiculously expensive, and everything in between. But you know what? That guitar there, that black one, is probably one of the best guitars I've got for playing, that is. And that it's dented and knocked around and all that stuff. But I always wanted to find another one, just in case, so to speak. And this one came along recently. Strangely, back a number of years ago, I can't remember how many years ago, because it's a fair number of times, probably 1995, 6, 7, 8, somewhere around that era. I bought this one here, second hand, from a guy, I think he was in California. I'm in England. And he wanted $500 at the time. So I paid him his $500, and I said, well, how much to ship it? He says, no, that includes shipping. And I thought, well, that guy's nuts, because the shipping and the rest, and you know, it's expensive. Anyway, he shipped it from California to me for the $500, which I thought was a pretty good deal. It's probably cost $150 shipping. So I took that guitar and modified it an awful lot. And we'll come to that a bit later. We'll look at the new one first, and then well, I say new one, the new old one, which is also 1995. And this is how they come out of the factory, probably, except that one's got gold and this one hasn't. I don't think there's any other real differences other than what I've done. And then we'll go and look at that one and see what the differences are, why that's as it is and why this is as it is, and stuff like that. By the way, this one cost me about £470. That's about, today, about $600, give or take, off eBay. And I thought it was a reasonable deal. I collected it with the carrier. They wouldn't ship it and things. And he shipped it in the case as it was. I thought it was a bit wild. he knows who he is, wherever he is, and yeah, it's not bad. It was his dad's guitar, he said, so I feel at home. Okay, so let's look at this RG550 Limited. They're both Japanese, by the way, which matters. From 1995. We'll have a close-up, we'll have a chat about what's on it as standard. And by the way, if you see one of these, just buy it. Don't faff around trying to get it cheaper, or to this or to that, or maybe I won't get the bid, or go sniper.com or something, whatever it's called, and win it. And for 470 quid, including the case, I'm telling you now, that's a great guitar. It's probably one of the best you'll find for that money. Never mind all these other new ones they look a great deal. This is a great deal. Japanese Ibanez's cost money today. They start at about £1,200 and go upwards for the real Jap stuff. So this at £470 it's a bargain. Let's zoom in and I'll run you through it because it is different than the black one I did before, and then we'll do a bit of a comparison. Trust me, it's worth the effort. Okay, well, here we go. Japanese. This one's a sort of, I don't know, it's a colour that changes colours. It sort of looks purplish but changes as you move the guitar around, and I like that. It's quite nice. It's got a scratch plate on here that's basically the original pick guard, some people call it. It's got the usual licensed under Floyd Rose patent trem. This one's a bit pitted. Mine isn't. Maybe the gold ones don't pit. I don't know. But it's a pretty useful trem. You can zap backwards and forwards an awful long way on these. And it's got the type of trem where you can change these out, which I like. So it's all good. It clips into place as you hear. You've got one volume and one tone. That's all you have on this one. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 position. The body's made of basswood or basswood I think they call it. It's the proper name. And I can see on here there's a join there. So we've got one piece, two-piece body. There's a sort of join, you can see where it's sunk into the wood. The paint's sunk into the wood, that is. So two-piece basswood body. It's got pickups that are what they call them V8. That's a V8. That's an S1, and that's a B7. Now those pickups weren't even on the original guitar, the black one, as we'll get to see. Well, they weren't on it when I bought it. They had some right junky pickups in, and the thing had been messed around with a lot. This one, on the other hand, hasn't been messed around a lot. It's almost as it came from the factory, I guess, except for the wear and the bits and pieces. But it wasn't set up right, so whoever had this guitar before me, somewhere down the line they'd done a bit of messing around. If you look closely at the section of these down here, where we can move these backwards and forwards for the intonation, these were in fact incorrect. In fact, the intonation was quite a fair bit out. So I ended up having to adjust that. I checked the neck relief, which was perfect. That was about 10 thousandths of an inch, that is. Anyway, these V8s and V7s and this S1 are what were fitted to it originally, like I said. Are they any good? Yeah, they're not bad. You'll get to hear it a bit later on, so that's worthwhile. Notice I haven't cleaned it down. I've been playing this thing. It's a bit dirty, but don't worry about it. I bought it to play. I didn't buy it to look at. A bit like the black one, that's there to play. So it's all good. Now moving along to the neck, it's one of the best features about this guitar. The necks on them are really, if you play rock or anything like that, they're probably one of the best necks there is. Don't worry about spending thousands and thousands on an Ibanez, because I can tell you this neck is as good as any of the Ibanez's I've got, and I've got some pretty good ones. One of the things about this, you can see that it looks to me like rosewood. It could be something else, but I think it is rosewood. But what usually denotes this neck from the others are these sort of lightning inserts here. You'll see them all the way down. Stop playing. So you just have more of an idea. If you see an RG with these sort of inserts, more often than not it could well be one of these guitars. I'm not saying it will be, but at least it should draw your attention straight away. If you see just plain old dot markers, don't waste your time, it's not one of these guitars. So if you see that, look at the guitar closer. By the way, they don't say RG550 Limited on them. They say RG Series or something like that. That's all you see. So the giveaway often is this, the pickups, the type of bridge, and so on and so forth. Okay, a bit like the black one, this one's got a headstock colour that matches the body. Okay, that's another little tip. We've got the usual locking bits on the neck here, work perfect, always have done. And you'll notice it just says RG Series. Backing plate, not much else to talk about up here really. It remains a typical Ibanez. These sort of tuning pegs are the same on both these guitars. One's gold and one isn't, like I said. Apart from that, they're pretty much standard. This one's got a CE sticker on, who knows why. Yeah, but more importantly, F5 tells us that it's made in 1995, not 2005, 1995. It's made in Japan, which is an important aspect, because when you go and get the Indonesian or the Korean or the this or the that, they're never quite in the same league, if you want the truth, from my own experience. Sure, they're cheaper, but I mean, at £470, this thing, I can tell you now, it's probably one of the bargains of the century. It's just that people don't understand that generally. They seem to think that, oh, they're pretty much like the cheaper ones that are retailing at £400 or £500. There is no comparison, none. Don't let anybody tell you different. You'll notice here, by the way, that we've got the two screws that hold the locking bit in the other side of the neck, and some people will say that an Ibanez can snap off across here, although I've never had one happen to me. Again, this guitar, just like the other one, it's got a scarf joint here. If you look carefully, you'll see it. That's a way of saving money when you're manufacturing guitars. So you don't need a piece of wood this high that you carve down. You can have a piece that's stuck on at an angle. Doesn't affect anything, to tell you the truth. It just plays brilliantly. You don't even feel it. It's just perfect. Let's move on. Oh, just before we do, you'll probably find this in maple. Here's the Ibanez neck joint. Again, it's exactly the same as the other one. It's just that they're very comfortable to play even at the top end. Just bolt on, nothing special there. There's really not a lot left to see here. I changed the screws out for the gold ones because I had some spares and there was the odd screw missing, which I thought was fun really. Why they do that, I'll never really know. One of the problems on this guitar is that this input socket is also naff. That needs replacing, but he never talked about that on the internet. Well, he wouldn't, would he? There's a couple of little scratches here and there, but it's in far better condition than the one I own. So it probably hasn't had anything like the same sort of playing. Mine's been played continuously. Okay, so that's really a quick rundown of the standard 550 Limited. It doesn't look anything special to most people, but you can just trust me that it is. Let's get the black one and take a look at that. Okay, so as the direct comparison, well, the first direct comparison is you've got knocks and dents everywhere on this thing, even down here. Oh my god. But you'll notice it's the same tremolo. It's still a Floyd Rose, but it's a gold one. And what this one does is this one wears, whereas the other one sort of bubbles up. I don't know why. You can see that it's got a pretty standard pickguard on as well. Might be the original, but somehow it might not. I can't tell you, because when the guitar got to me it was in such a state. I fitted the Steve Vai label, I'm afraid. I'm like that. We've got two gold controls, one's tone and one's volume. We've still got the 5-way. Oh well, we haven't. We've got a 3-way. Okay, well, say no more. Shows how much I use the middle pickup, especially with anything else. I'm usually there, or I'm usually there, and that's about it. This one in the middle I tend to ignore. But this one here, this is an Evo pickup that is the same pickup that was on the Ibanez 7VWH, which I've got one of them, and that's why I fitted the pickup to this. In the middle we got a Screaming Demon. You know what pickups are on the other guitar, so you can see how it's changed a little. And on this one, it's actually a jazz pickup. Oh my God, what's he doing with the jazz pickup in the neck? Well, the jazz pickup will, you know when you crank your guitar up and you know, it's got a lot of drive on it and a lot of distortion and the rest of it. And if you play the bottom end notes, they're usually a bit flubby, aren't they? And, you know, blah, blah, blah. You don't hear the clarity of the notes. Well, that fixes that. So if you put the jazz pickup there, the Seymour Duncan jazz pickup, it'll solve your problem. This is DiMarzio, that's Seymour Duncan, but I don't use it, it's just filling a gap. So it's the same basswood body. So you can see that a few things have changed. Oh, and I did have this other thing I put in here that flips this into single coil. That's all that does. One or the other. Yeah. Well, it's the same neck. This one's had all the filling around the inserts, just the same as the other one, which is what they seem to do for some reason. And lots of filling on them. But it's had a lot of playing, this has, and it's still got masses of meat left on the frets, you know. Well, there you go. Once again, all you get is the RG series. These are gold, the others are black. This is this colour, the other one's black. These are gold, the other one's black. Not much to see there. Let's go around the back. Once again, around here everything's pretty much the same. I didn't do any work or anything up here. These are the same basic type of tuners. Although I did note that they are slightly different. On this one there is no screw down here. Fits down there. On the other guitar there's little screws to hold them in place, so there is a difference. Similar though. You see the serial number, again F5. This is an earlier one than the other one, but by how much? Well, it's still 1995, but I can't tell you where in the year it is. I don't really care either. The scarf joint's still there, just like on the other guitar. Nothing's different, it's all pretty run-of-the-mill. And around the back here, it's had as much stick as you could really want with it. Lots of dents around the edges. I just blacked them off so you can't see them as much, but everything else is the same back cover. Strangely enough, I had to change this one recently, about 2 or 3 months ago, on the input, as this one had failed, just like the other one. Fancy that. Similar at the back. Everything's similar. Everything else is about it. So let's go back over. And there's just a quick shot of the two of them back up top, so to speak. Anyway, there it is, 470 quid when I bought it, not long ago, just a week or two ago. And there's the one I've had for a very, very long time, and yeah, awesome guitar, this one. And I hate to say it, but this one's very nearly the same. It's got the original pickups, like we said, and I have to tell you that even the original pickups are not that bad. They're not bad pickups. You know, some people would say, oh, these V7s, V8s and what have you, they're rubbish. No, they're not. You get your wah pedal going with this one, and it's all going to sound good. In fact, that's what we're going to go and do. You're going to hear it played. Yeah, because you should. Then you can make your own mind up. But next time you see one of these, grab it. Remember, I said so. Honestly, I've used so many different guitars, but you keep coming back to that one there. and it'll be likely I'll come back to this one when I've done a few little tweaks to it. Yeah, this one's less worn. Anyway, enough of the frivolousness. That's a quick introduction to the RG550 Limited, newer one compared to the older one that I had. And you've seen the serial numbers, don't forget that, so you can go and check yourselves. Would I say which one's better? I'd say that one's better made, you know, with the gold and all the rest. It's not beginning to pit like this one is. How would I rate it out of 10? This one, I'd rate this at about an 8 actually, which is pretty good. For a second-hand guitar, it's made in 1995. Think of that. That's nearly 20, it's 23 years old, let's call it that. 23 years old. And yeah, it's still going strong. In fact, it's going very strong, this one is. Yeah. That one is going even stronger. It's had the mods. So I'm going to go and play it out there. Sorry, out there. I always do that. Out there. And you'll get a good idea where we're at. Okay, enough of this. Oh, how would I rate that one? That one's a 10 out of 10. This one's an 8 out of 10. Because it's got a few niggles. We'll call them that. But it sounds great. It's not quite as great as that. This one's got the 5-way. Oh, who cares about that? I don't know. That's the better guitar. This one looks nicer. So does the Missy's, but it doesn't play better. I can't say that, can I? Yeah, I can. Yeah. She won't. She won't hear me. Okay, the playing's coming up, but don't forget to go to www.jonymckenzie.com. I'll be doing some updates, probably anytime soon. And there's a bit of playing coming up now. So until next time, get out of here.